Hey guys, welcome to the after party. This is actually a series for my channel that I've been thinking of doing. So this will be my first one, and I have a few minutes, so I thought I'd go ahead and get it started. The after party. So what I planned for this is just my thoughts on the game that I had just played. So last night I had an amazing game with Marquise Hardis, who ran a one-shot in Michael Lasham's world. I'm in the middle of downtown Dallas right now, and apparently there is a fire going on. Alright, so Chad Nick was also in it, and Ian Christensen was also who also participated in it, and I just wanted to say that it was just an absolutely amazing game. I had so much fun, and so I've already played in 4 or 5 games now. I don't remember how many, I'm not really counting, but one thing that I like to do in anything it is that I do, like especially when I play a game or work or whatever, is what is my takeaway? What did I learn from that game? What did I learn from that project? Anything like that. So I always learn something from every single game that I've played. Last night I wanted to, how do I say this? I wanted to record and post some observations that I had regarding last night's game. So for me, I know that was a pretty intense game. It was a pretty intense game because towards the end there, you know, it took a lot for me not to cry. And I feel kind of goofy saying that because it's just a game. But when you role play a game, other than acting, you get into your character. You know, you have a group of people that are coming together to play a game and create and tell a story at the same time. And the story is being, you know, created on the fly. There's a word I was thinking, I can't remember that word. I need more coffee. Anyway, improvisation, right? So the story is being improvised. So as you're watching it, especially live, it's nobody really knows what's going to happen. I know that the game master or the dungeon master, storyteller, whatever, they have a plan in mind, and you know, they present the mission, and players, you know, with their characters go on this adventure. But at the same time, we're really getting into our characters, and that's when I know that people are really playing and really getting into their characters, even if it's made up on the spot, when it really feels like real, genuine emotion, when something is just really, it's like you're there. You're really feeling the feelings personally, even as a game. So I'm not going to give any spoilers to the game, because as you watch this, I don't know if you will have seen it or not. I will post a link in my comments, the description box down there. But it was a pretty intense game, and I wanted to point out some of my observations and some things that, or maybe just one main observation that I had. And what really made the game, especially with everybody's role playing, was the level of detail in their descriptions. So there was the level of detail, and I don't remember offhand right now. You guys can watch the game. Let's make this your homework. You watch the game so you can see what I'm talking about. And you know, one of the things that I've noticed, especially with Chad, Ian, and Michael, and even Marquise, is the level of detail in describing not just the actions, but the thoughts that are going on with the character's mind, in the character's mind, the thoughts and feelings. So, so it's not just detail. The other observation that I noticed is the internal dialogue. As you read stories, there's an internal dialogue for your main character, right? Or, well, mostly for your main characters. And what I've noticed that some of the really great players do, and that bring the story alive and just capture the viewer, and even other players capture them and bring them in, is letting everybody in on the character's internal dialogue. There's a moment where Chad's character, so my character and Chad's character were two gnomes, and just by pure coincidence, he rolled something in his background, I had something in my background, that it worked out. And admittedly, we were doing things on the side chat bar, just kind of like planning some things out, you know, to make it play out, you know, just, well, you know, do this or do that, or I have an idea and I'll spring it on you guys, which is great. So we had that going for us in our game last night, and that was fantastic. And that was absolutely amazing. And with his play style, it helped me to really get into my character and, you know, work with him in making the story come alive. And what ended up happening, which is why last night's game was just so amazing, was we ended up having this subplot between our two characters. So while we had the story going on that Marquise came up with, or the mission that we had to go on, and then because of the way our characters were, you know, we played those out, there ended up being this subplot, you know, this reveal towards the end. And you know, then there was also, because there was Michael's and Ian's character backgrounds, they also had a subplot of their own, which they ended up playing out. So those are the observations that I saw, the level of detail, and letting other characters and other viewers, since I bring up viewers because these games are being recorded and other people are watching, right? So, you know, there are viewers, and, you know, letting other people in on the character's internal dialogue. And so it brings that characters alive. And here's a third observation that I wanted to say, and it's something that I learned, and it's something that I personally need to keep in mind, and I don't do as well as I probably should. Take time with your detail. Take time with your internal dialogue. I was thinking about it last night, and I'm like, you know, I could have let other people know what my character was thinking, but due to my own inexperience as a player, I didn't. There was this one point, and I thought of something. I won't go into it. Just, you know, oh, my character could have done this or could have done that. And I think that for me, one of the things that I need to do is just be patient with myself and be okay with taking up a little bit more time. I noticed that the other players did, the 4 other players, because I'm also including the DM, and that's okay. That's cool. If you know, if you don't necessarily want to have, you know, a monologue and hog up time, but you do want to take up, you know, or not take up, that's not a really good word, you do want to take some time that would be appropriate to set the mood, set the feeling, and to describe the action. One of the things that I really like about the OSG and everybody that I've been playing with is that we are creating a story and we are participating in this story. It is so much better. It's like you know those books, you know, like how, what do they call the little paperback books? I read them as a kid, you know, create your own adventure, and you'd read like a page or two, and it says, if you decide to do X, go to this page. If you decide to do Y, go to that page. It's like our games in the OSG are making that come alive, which is incredible. It's like, I wish I had this when I was a kid. Unfortunately, this technology just wasn't there at the time. Anyway, so I wanted to put out there my observations of the games last night. This is my after party thoughts. You know, detail, your level of detail, internal dialogue. Let the other characters in on your internal dialogue, for your character's internal dialogue, or if it's being recorded. This also allows the viewers in on the internal dialogue. And then the third one, take time with that. Don't hog the time, but do take time to describe what's going on, what your character's feeling, what your character's thinking, and it really makes these characters come alive. Okay, goofy me, I'm kind of choking up thinking about Chad's character, and then thinking about Michael's character too. You know, and what Ian's character did just was incredible. I'm sitting there in the game, I'm like, fuck me, man, that was just amazing. So things to become a better player, you know, also even a better DM. If you watch how Marquise, this is a really good game for this. If you watch how Marquise describes the scene, and literally, because we're doing like, you know, mind's eye, you know, role play and thoughts, or gaming, you know, he will literally say, and the camera will pan back and turn around. I mean, really, that's, he might have used the word camera, which I think is fine. Really, it's your mind's eye. You know, it helps to direct not just the players and viewers, and I think also probably helps to direct him. I don't know, I'm not in his head. Just, this is what's going on over here, and these are wonderful transitions. So, you know, as relative newbie to the OSG, and not really have had, you know, much experience, but trying to get it. This is how you get experience. Play a fucking game, and you know, keep these thoughts in mind and watch games. You can take them from there. Anyway, thanks for letting me be a part of this community, and those are my thoughts. And now I got to go in for federal jury duty here. Bye from Dallas.